Browns 0-8 at home. Just sad.
I haven't heard you this down since Dr. Brown got fired. It's a game that we were in, and it's a game that we just don't finish.
I don't want to watch anymore.
Why? Why does that happen? I'm so sick of watching those plays.
0-16.
I definitely do not want to watch this all 22.
That's up and down to me. That looks like dysfunction. Surviving the Season, episode 5 of season 3. We are back again to cover this Browns beatdown of the Giants to improve to 5-0 in the last 2 seasons of preseason games.
Hashtag always remember.
Always remember. Live from the Baywater Studios in Tampa, Florida. I am your host, Adam. Greg's here.
Yo, what's happening today? Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yesterday, huh?
Yeah.
For the most part.
Interesting.
Little penalty.
Yeah, a little penalty heavy.
Yeah.
Run game is a little scary, but I'd say our new number 1 pick went out and said, "I can do this. I'm fine. I'm not scared."
Nope, he is not scared. Pocket presence, beautiful accuracy, on the button a number of times, getting out of the pocket, making plays on third down. Having complete control and command of the offense. What more can you ask for, really, out of your rookie quarterback?
And he's even our second-string quarterback. Tyrod Taylor started, went 5 for 5, 99 yards, and a score.
Yes.
This quarterback room looks a little bit different than last year. We can say that right off the top.
You can, but if you look over at the Jags box score, you would notice the great Cody Kessler was 14 of 18.
I'm watching that quarterback battle intently, by the way.
Oh, Cody Kessler versus Blake Bortles. Yeah. Yes, It's almost as bad as our last year's quarterback room. No, it feels good, man. It feels good when you're actually set at the position that has caused you the most trouble. You know, Tyrod wasn't out there very long, but he's 5 for 5, got the job done. I mean, hit Njoku, who, I mean, this guy's a world beater. He's just, look at him. It's unbelievable, the mismatches that he's going to create with his size. Who was that was covering him there?
Alec Ogletree. He's no slouch either, right?
Well, he was on that play anyways. So dude. Alec Ogletree was a former first-round pick and just got absolutely annihilated by the quickness and the feet of David Njoku. Beautiful stuff.
Any of the listeners that can go back and watch this, watch how soon he's beat.
Instantly.
Njoku takes 2 strides, and Taylor already knows where the ball's going. We saw it 50 times last year, and then Njoku didn't get the ball. Like, that was instant recognition from Taylor that, okay, touchdown. I mean, he knew it right away.
How many tight ends in the league can you think of that run like that after the catch?
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing.
I don't know any. There's not a tight end that runs like that, dude. He looks like a wide receiver when he starts running the ball. So he had a hell of a game. But, they started off with the big pass to Landry, right? Back shoulder.
Right off the top.
Boy, I'll tell you, Landry made the big play, makes another play, but he had that taunting that, obviously I thought they were calling that a little tight last night in those games, sort of, I don't know, trying to keep the peace early in preseason, I guess. They always tend to call things a little tighter in preseason, it seems like, than in the regular season, but obviously you can't have that.
One, fuck
it. I guess, but at the same time, once you get into meaningful games, like that kind of stuff, you're like, I want you to get hyped. I want you to get, whatever it takes to come out and play at your best. But at the same time, you don't want to be moving back 15 yards. I believe that took us out of field goal position, right? And we ended up kicking a field goal, or we ended up punting on that one.
Yeah, he ended up punting. Yeah, after that, he hit Landry on the exact next play for Landry's 2 receptions for 36 yards. So the next play, I think, went for like 5 yards. Hyde had his 1 run for -1, and then it was like
Tyrod scrambled on 3rd and 7.
Yeah, he scrambled. Yeah,
probably maybe in the regular season he actually tries to run to get that first down, but please, by all means, get down in your preseason games. Do not go Josh McCown, game 1 versus Jets, and you're doing the helicopter through the air. We don't need that. We don't need that. That's a way to be smart for the first time in history. Browns quarterback smart. mark it down. Mark it down in your calendars. It actually happened.
Then on their second drive, they did a simulated 2-minute drill. And I think
is that what they're doing there? I think they're just going tempo. What do you mean simulated 2-minute drill? Is that what they said?
Oh, I just kind of assumed that Tyrod's, they were just going to, hey, let's do 2-minute offense here, and then you're done.
Oh, I thought, well, because the one day I was there, they did like tempo like that.
Okay, maybe that's all it was.
I sort of assume they're doing some hurry up stuff. There's the way that the league works now with these matchups. You know, you can get in, you get in whatever matchup you want right away, and you lock the defense in with the players they have on the field at the time by doing the hurry up. They don't have time to sub out. So you get them in there. They might be in like a run style defense where they don't have as many defensive backs in. And when you got guys, tight ends like Njoku, and when Seth DeValve comes back, that's perfect chance to take advantage of these defenses. And when you can run tempo effectively, the day I was there in practice, they didn't do very good at it. But if you can run it effectively, it just creates mismatches. It creates confusion. If they catch David Njoku on Alec Ogletree, and then you get 6 out of it. So that was good to see there.
Yeah, a nice showing by Taylor. Are we worried at all about this run game? I don't know. The starters really didn't run that much. Duke had a carry. Hyde had a carry. The second team run defense was.
I'll lay out the two concerns that I have is wide receiver depth and offensive line depth. Those are the major concerns that I came away with in this game. There could be things on the defense that are, concerns, but the quarterback play was so shitty by the Giants. I mean, Davis Webb, I don't think could be any worse of a quarterback. And he missed guys continually over and over. And you just really didn't get it. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from our defense right now. I saw some nice things. Did we get a true showing against a decent quarterback there? I don't think so. I thought that it was more of the Giants quarterback just being shitty and less of the Browns actually making a lot of plays there.
Right. But your offensive line concern, let's go through that.
Yeah, you're just getting no push when you're running the ball. You expect there to be lanes. There was no lanes. I mean, Nick Chubb, you look at his yardage. I don't know what he has. He averaged like 1 yard a carry. When there's no running lanes, like we can sit there and go, oh, Nick Chubb. I don't want people to go, oh, Nick Chubb's a terrible draft pick because he couldn't pick up any yardage. Well, Nick Chubb didn't stand a chance in hell, in my opinion. And even with the first run by Carlos Hyde, there was nothing there. There was pretty much nothing there the whole time. Usually, as they come together, a lot of times, at least from what I've seen in the past, is it takes some time for offensive lines to get that together. It's not something that's instantly right away unless you play together for a long time. You have a lot of experience with one another. So hopefully they progress and get a little bit better. This is where Todd Haley might have a good point in saying, we can't sit these guys, Hugh. We need to work on this run game. And it sure seemed like Todd Haley went to the run game quite a bit with a lot of the play calling, even where he normally would not call plays the way he did. It seemed like he's going to run the ball, and he sort of he wants to see what he's got there.
I don't think the indecisiveness, I'm not sure that's what it is, or he's just, I don't think it's anything to worry about. We'll figure it out. But there definitely was nowhere to go.
No, it's that second team offensive line itself. I mean, but it's Durango and that's the rookie that were still in there in the second line, and that's our guards right now. I mean, was Zeitler out?
Yeah.
This is a big problem, man. When you look at it, offensive line is a problem because we have to go through the season relatively healthy. I mean, we don't have any room to suffer any major injuries out of these guys, or we're really going to be behind the ball trying to catch up there because there's just a lot of work that needs to be done. And I would say the same thing goes for the wide receivers. Now, they talked about Des Bryant maybe being brought in Thursday to come in to do a workout. But outside of, you got Landry, Higgins, made some nice plays, but Higgins is what he is. I mean, look, Higgins is nice, but if we're going, Higgins is one of our top 2 wide receivers or top 3 wide receivers. That's a long season, in my opinion. And then Callaway.
Higgins on the outside isn't going to stretch out any defenses. And I'm not sure Landry's going.
Either.
Yeah.
No, if you look at both, so the Giants were victimized by the back shoulder throw multiple times in the night. And every single time they had good position on Higgins. The first one was on Landry. He's right there. He's exactly where he needs to be defensively. And they turned the opposite way. Now, Ohio State, Denzel Ward was taught to now play the man because they got so victimized by that back shoulder throw. That we're going to play the man. We're going to get our hand up there and not let that go. And when they had good coverage there, it just went to hell because they're turning around looking for the ball. So there was neither one of them was open. Higgins made a nice play on two of them, and Landry goes up and makes a nice catch on his. Those are not throws I think you can rely on if the defense is going to be played differently. And you know, I don't think there's any shot of us throwing it over the top with those guys out there.
Yeah,
that's what Gordon's going to give
probably. Yeah, well, right. If Gordon's back, healthy, Higgins and Landry can just crush underneath. Callaway could probably stretch a defense too. He seems like he's coming with some goods. 87 yards on 3 catches and a score.
Oh, yeah. Let me write this down. So let's see here. We got Callaway and we got Josh Gordon. Those are the guys we're going to rely on as the guys that stretch the field, right? So we're relying on unreliable guys again, right? Yeah. Callaway and Gordon. Now, that's what makes me nervous about this whole thing. So there's your depth that we're lacking right now. So Dez Bryant, he's not a burner, and he never really was a burner, but he's always been a guy that can go up and make plays. I don't know, he's better than Higgins, but he's not up to Landry's snuff as a wide receiver, but he can get out there on the outside and make some plays, but he's still not stretching the field. Callaway and Gordon seem to be the only guys that can stretch the field on this defense right now.
Maybe Njoku. Split him out too.
Yeah, we might end up having to do that.
Right. You have to look at these guys like as weapons, maybe instead of individual positions. I think something we talked about.
It's mismatches. It's how are you going to create mismatches? Who are you going to, what does each guy do effectively that you can put them in to beat the defense? Maybe the defense plays a lot of off coverage and you can beat them underneath. Well, that's great. You got guys that can do that, but you also need the guys that can beat them over the top. You need the guy that can run down the seam. You need the guy that can make the jump ball in the corner of the end zone. You have to have guys that can do a multiple amount of different things, or you have to have guys that are good at those singular things that you want to do. And I think we have that when they're all there. But now that's the question: where's your depth there? I think C.J. Board had 1 or 2 catches and a big 3rd down and 18 from Baker. I think there was another. What's the other kid's name? It's slipping my mind here.
Damari Scott had 2 catches.
Yeah, Damari Scott. Yeah, he had a couple catches. So those are the guys that you want to be looking as like your 5th and 6th wide receivers at best right now. They're just totally unproven. Yeah, maybe they can get in there and they can show something, but that's not the guys I want to rely on right now with this team. So we'll see. I think there's some question marks there with the wide receiver for sure. But to Antonio Callaway. Started off a little slow, the screen pass slips through his fingers. It looked like on the 2-point conversion, he might have been running a different route than what Baker was expecting him to run, but then comes back and makes the catch that the Baker throws to him is just a perfect throw. He catches it, makes a guy miss, gets down, shows off his speed, and then he makes the phenomenal catch on the sideline and tight ropes it. And so there is... Kept his feet in. So there, to me, you look at Callaway, and yes, the upside is there, man. If this kid can make it work, you hit a home run. Yeah. I don't know what we have to do. He needs a handler. Okay, if we have to get one of those little leashes that you put your kid on, we might want to do that for him. We'll put him on a leash and make sure he's not doing anything stupid because he's a hell of a player. I think he showed that. And it didn't take long for us to find out that Callaway can play.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Let's talk about that second Mayfield drive. The first drive, I think they ran the ball 3 times, or maybe they passed on second down, but there was a hold, and then they just ran the ball twice and punted. But
they were deep in their own. That was odd when they did that. Yeah, that was okay. It's 3rd down and 10. We are running. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, and then they come out for a second drive. That's the one they score on. So he hits Higgins right away on that back shoulder that you mentioned, the 26-yarder. That was a great toss. They had was that the 3rd and 18 to CJ Board? Yeah, it was. How nice was that? Mayfield moving in the pocket, stepping past the pressure up the middle,
beautiful.
And delivering that throw. I mean, it was great. And he put it nice and low. Board can go down and get it without getting fucking annihilated by the safety, too. I'm sure the wide receivers appreciate that.
That was what I was more impressed with about Baker than anything. I thought he was phenomenal in the pocket. And what I think of it as is how good Drew Brees is in that pocket. Watch Drew Brees when he steps up, man. The accuracy that he has, and you just know, like, oh, he steps up, the defense is gone, oh God, he's clean, we're fucked, right? That's what they're thinking immediately. And the same thing, that's what people are going to be thinking with Baker. I'm telling you, man, this kid has it. I don't know what else. I mean, it's one game, right? I get it. It's how many practices. It doesn't matter. He's got it. This kid has it. I don't need to see any more. I know he's got it. That being said, Tyrod is our quarterback for right now. Tyrod did what he had to do to hold off Baker, in my opinion. If he continues to do that, you put Tyrod out there first. But just so much to like about Baker. I was just so impressed with him overall.
Yeah, even in that drive, we had a 3rd and 6, I believe, and then he got out of the pocket and then ran for it. And then the 4th and 2, he also got out of the pocket, ran for that one the next play. I think they were trying to hit Chubb out of the backfield. Chubb was covered. He had another crosser that he looked off and then stepped up, finds Njoku in the back of the end zone in a pretty tight window, too. Like, great anticipation to get there. Footwork looked good as far as like setting for the throw and not just panicking. Set up, fired, touchdown. Amazing. Yeah, just what a drive.
Yep. It was a good. How different do your wide receivers look when you have good quarterback play?
Speaking of Coleman, like, couldn't have got Coleman some work out of this game and made him look good?
And then, got more than the 7th round pick, you're saying?
Yeah.
Oof. We can question that trade for eternity. I don't know if we'll ever know the true reason behind that.
Yeah.
It's strange. It doesn't. That's what I would say. I mean, you put him in this game with Baker. I have to imagine Baker's going to find him once or twice and make him look pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, it was interesting.
What's your thought? What's your thought on the quarterbacks, though?
Like going forward, Baker's going to be our starter at some point. If he continues to play like this through the preseason, I know. Yep. Oh, he's playing the second team defense. It doesn't matter. There's a part of me that thinks he could be the starter week 1.
Well, Tyrod will get more playing time this next game, that's for sure. You didn't get a lot of them, 5. They only ran 7 plays or something like that in his 2 series, or maybe 8. So you didn't get to see a lot. It'll be interesting where they go. Well, he's playing second team. He's also playing with second teamers. You can only play the guys they put you out there against. And if
that
you continue
offensive line wasn't doing him any favors. I mean, he had to move. He had to reset his feet. Sometimes he had to run. There was a little bit of some confusion there at the end of the half I thought the Browns had an opportunity to maybe run like a 2-minute drill try and put points on the board, and they just kind of handed the ball off and sort of got out of the way. Maybe
it's almost like
did Haley want to hey, we're going to run the fucking ball one way or the other, or was it just let's not get Mayfield hurt?
There might be a little bit of both of that. It feels like they know that there's 4 preseason games and they're all meaningless. Like, what are we doing here? We're not. But at the same time, you have a rookie quarterback. You have an opportunity to run 2-minute drill with them. It's tough to turn that down, and they really didn't. I thought the play calling, just in general, when Baker was out there, was vanilla.
The Browns started with the ball. They had one series where they just ran 3. That's what I was going to say.
3 straight runs.
Yep, run, punt.
Yep.
That was
and
weird.
Then when they actually let him cut it loose is when things really started happening. I think, when I was calling him before the draft, I was saying he's really like a point guard. That's what he is. Like, when Baker comes in, the rest of the team around you gets better. When he has the ball in his hand and he's making decisions with it, everybody else's game steps up because he's going to make you look good. He's going to put you in a position to make a play. Yeah. I think that's what is the sign of a really great quarterback, I think. Or I'm not saying he's a great quarterback now, but of a budding quarterback, somebody that can take that to the next level if he continues to stay on the right course.
I came away feeling very good about what he went out there to do, and then he delivered. The slant pass to Callaway, the one that went for 54.
Yeah,
perfect
beautiful.
throw. Callaway, great hands, just sucked it in. It's the only spot where he could get it and off to the races.
Yep, good stuff. You want to get into defense a little bit?
Yeah, I don't think I have. One note I had there, Chubb, I know he didn't run the ball well, but pass blocking was fine. He had to make up a couple.
Good point. Yep, because that is one. I think when that battle comes down to it, I think Hyde and Chubb are going to be pretty similar in their running ability. Chubb just needs to be a better blocker, in my opinion. And Chubb caught a passer, didn't he? Didn't he have a catch?
He did. Went for 12 yards. It was actually the first time he had the ball in space a little bit, and he got to show off some athleticism. Made a couple dudes miss. Picked up first down, or it was 4th and inches.
I bet Hugh goes in. This is probably what Hugh said. Hugh probably said, "Look, can't make those kind of penalties, but there's some things that we can work with, And so going forward, I'm gonna go back and watch the tape." He probably said, "No, he always does that." But he's probably pretty. Hey, that's a good start. That's probably a good start on offense, and definitely we got some things to work with. Now, let's get Josh Gordon in here and go from a good offense to a great offense, huh?
Yeah, I agree.
What do you think of the defense?
Let's talk about the defense. They went after Ward right on the first shot. Ward hammered that kid, talked some smack. I like it.
Actually, Saquon Barkley could have had him. Saquon Barkley was the first to happen. He runs for 39.
39.
And
first
shows off his unbelievable athleticism with a little jump cut, and then he just takes off. I mean, the stop start with Saquon Barkley is just off the charts. This kid's a stud, 100%. But I'm not giving up Baker Mayfield for a fucking running back. So if you're in that, we should have drafted Saquon Barkley, this is not the podcast for you. I'm letting you know.
If you think the Giants should have drafted Saquon Barkley, you're fucking crazy. Exactly. Did you see those quarterbacks that are behind Manning? You had a shot at
you're not
Darnold.
Like Davis Webb.
You had a shot at Rosen. You had a shot. Hell, I'd take Josh Allen over Davis Webb. The fuck out of here with that kid.
You take Josh Allen over Saquon Barkley?
I'm saying I would if you didn't like any of those quarterbacks. I mean, are you kidding me? We're going to move ahead with Eli, who's got one foot out the door, and Davis Webb.
Into the gate. He's 90
for a running back. I mean, come on. Yeah, the kid's probably going to do some amazing things running the ball, but the team looks like they're in trouble if Manning's not there.
I think Saquon Barkley is a unbelievable talent. I don't think he's second pick of the draft unbelievable talent because he plays running back. What his actual value is, I don't know, but it's not number 2 overall, in my opinion.
I don't think I'm ever drafting running backs. After we saw our wide receivers here, I almost wish we didn't draft Chubb and we would have drafted a receiver there. I love Nick Chubb. I'm excited to have him. He's one of my darlings of the draft based on his athletic profile, of course. But I'm just thinking running back is probably as already as useless as I think it is. It may be less than that.
I think 75 to 90% of your run offense is based upon your blocking, and then what you can get out of your running back is just not nearly as important. But
it seems like you want a running back that can do something in space, right? Okay, if he's through the line, now I want somebody that can do something with it.
Oh yeah. But the true value of the running back is one that catches the ball well. Nick Chubb caught the ball well last night, so that's the one thing. I mean, he didn't do that in college.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why you have to kind of mark him down a little bit. You grade him down. If he could show that he can do that, then sky's the limit for the kid. Because that's why Saquon Barkley has the highest value of those running backs. I mean, not to mention his great athleticism, but he catches the ball.
Yeah.
And he can do things with it. I mean, that's what Le'Veon Bell does. That's what David Johnson does. That's what Ezekiel Elliott's got a high number of catches through 2 years. So you gotta get that, man. You gotta be able to catch the ball in the backfield. That's the most important thing right now.
They didn't have Barkley return any kicks. Do you think in the regular season he'll be back there? He seems like a perfect kick returner.
Yeah, he is a good kick returner, but you want to you're already going to have a hell of a lot of touches for a guy.
That's true.
I don't know back here. Dude, speaking of that, the kickoff rule of standing still is so stupid.
It's weird, right?
We covered that before, how that's the end of the onside kick. Are you telling me if you just don't run, you're already running 60 yards, but you're just running 5 yards less, you can't build up the same amount of speed? What kind who the hell comes up with these stupid ass rules? It doesn't even make sense. You're still going to be going the same speed when you're 40, 50 yards down the field. It's not like you need extra 5 yards to ramp up and all this. You just endlessly accelerate. Who are these morons?
Like shooting a rocket into space that just endlessly accelerates. It almost makes sense to return the kicks now.
Yeah, maybe that's what they did. So they're like, you know what, that player safety thing, we should probably tone it down on the kickoff. What do you think?
I don't know. We're gonna have to watch that going forward because I know they can't like use the wedge or whatever. So there's some different shit. But on all the kicks that they returned, everyone made it out past the 25 anyway. I think except one from the Giants.
Well, I didn't think Gonzalez didn't like kick any through the end zone, so he got close.
Did they move? Is the kickoff back 5 yards again?
No, I don't think so. I just think it looks weird. I don't know. Dude. It's kickers. What are we talking about?
I don't know. Yeah, let's stick with
Sorry about that.
Stay on the defense then.
How we feel about kickers around here? Not human. So Greg Williams, it was nice to see that he toned it down for the first preseason game. I mean, did he run 90% blitzes last night?
I think so.
Dude, he's in midseason form with the blitzes and dropping linemen back in coverage. That's not coverage. Is it really coverage? If your zone blitz is, hey, I just get up and then I step back 3 steps. Am I really covering somebody, or am I just like standing somewhere? It's not. I don't know if that's ever worked. So that kind of play, it almost seems like you would do like once or twice like a month, not once or twice a quarter.
Yeah.
You know, It's the kind of play where you're like, oh, they love running this play where they're going to hit the little crosser. If we show them this defense, they'll hit that crosser and we're going to drop our guy right there. They won't even expect to see a lineman there. Anybody who watches our film knows, you know what? It's third down and whatever, or second down and long. They're probably going to drop that lineman right there in the hole. It'll be 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage every fucking time. It's maddening. And then I'm looking at Denzel Ward playing 8 yards off. I'm looking at Mitchell playing 8 yards off, and then I'm starting to wonder, is this Groundhog's Day here again, or what?
As I went back and watched it today again, he did play a little more press as it went on, but I'm not sure it was the starters. So it was kind of weird because right when they came out, the corners were 8 yards off.
Yeah.
And Demarius Randall is way back there too. Like they're not getting away from the angel or whatever they call it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're going to run it, whether we like it or not.
So it seemed like Peppers and Kindred were subbing in and out. I couldn't know. Did you notice if either one of them were in there, if they were both in at the same time at all?
I did not notice. No.
Okay, that's why I want to go back and watch again. And then there's a couple times, because of we were playing the strong safety up, it looked almost like we had 4 linebackers in there.
Yeah, that threw me off.
I was like, oh no, that's 3 linebackers and a strong safety.
But speaking of linebackers, it seems like Kirksey played with the second group. Often.
No, Kirksey was in first.
Oh,
Kirksey was in first. Yes, and Schobert. I think Kirksey. Don't be surprised if Kirksey's the odd man out here. It's between Kirksey and Collins because they're going to find a way to get Kendricks in there. Kendricks blitzing looks very good, and I do like the fact that they are bringing Collins and Kendricks up the middle on the double A gap blitz there. That's what they do well.
Yeah.
Don't rush Collins on the outside. He's not an edge rusher. He doesn't have bend like that. He goes right up the middle. You know, he's good at that. That's what he did in New England all the time.
Did Avery get any play? I didn't see. He's not in the box score.
I got it. Yeah, it's tough. I got to go back because as a game got on, sometimes I'm trying to learn all the new numbers. That's the hard part about that first preseason game. You're trying to figure out who everybody is quickly.
Yeah, I know Bello played quite a bit and had some tackles. Burgess came up on that one and made a real nice tackle.
Yeah, it seems to me. Do you see the EJ Gaines get toasted by Randall?
Yep. Yeah, he ran right by him.
And it was just once again, Davis Webb with just the worst. That was straight Kaiser missing Njoku like numerous times last year. EJ Gaines was toast on that one. It would have been, I don't know. I mean, that's just one play, but that's I didn't see him a lot out there, and that's the one takeaway. I was like, oh, geez, that's not what you want to see. I still wonder how good are our cornerbacks. It didn't seem like Mitchell did anything bad. Like it, he didn't seem to give up any catches or anything. So
who got beat on the corner route, and then the receiver totally freaking pulled his arms back in because he was expecting to get popped?
Oh, that was like in the second half, wasn't it?
Was it that deep? I know Webb was in
the second half towards the end of the game where the dude it should have been a touchdown basically, and it looked like the dude alligator armed it. Unless you're speaking of a different one, I'm not real sure.
That's the one. That's the first. It was first half. That was Webb was in, and I think Kindred was the safety. Maybe I don't know. Somebody was coming over, but that should have been a touchdown probably too. Somebody got beat there as well. It was almost about the same play. There.
Peppers and Kindred, and I thought Kindred did some nice things. I thought Peppers did some nice things. Peppers almost had an interception on the one throw from Webb.
Anything on the defensive line? I know Ogunjobi played a lot. He was in there for a while.
Well, did he end up?
He ended up. Falk was in there.
Falk made a run stop. It looked like Ogunjobi got that. Who was it that got the sack when Miles jumped off? It's not really a sack, obviously, because there's a penalty. But Miles holy crap, he just
finished it off, didn't he?
He's a bad dude. I thought it was Ogunjobi.
Might have been.
Getting up Nassib on the inside. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yep. He was in the inside. Brantley had a tackle for loss. Nassib did play inside of Agba, right? Is that how they were set up there?
Yeah, and then it looked like on their blitz package had like Ogunjobi, Garrett, Agba, and then maybe Nassib.
Okay.
I'm going to have to go back. Like I said, it's the problem with you only get to watch this thing once, and we're trying to get it down. I usually go back and watch these games multiple times, so I'll have a better look at it on the defensive side of the ball the next time we talk. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, but an overall look at the defensive line, I guess they didn't do bad.
No. I think the defense played pretty well as a whole group. Denzel Ward getting the taunting penalty was kind of weak. I don't know if that would be called early, in the regular season. But that set him up for a field goal. That you can't have that kind of stuff. You can't give up points like that. I'm sure there was a coaching moment there that they got to have with him. But overall, I'm excited, man. I think coming away from that full game, I think there's a lot of positives.
Yeah, I agree. Too many penalties for the Browns. The turnover was a fumbled punt.
CJ Board. CJ Board looked like he's doing some things, and then that fumbled punt sucks, but he doesn't look like he's going to be a punt return. It's going to be Callaway and or Peppers.
I kind of like Callaway returning punts, dude. He's fearless. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's catching those punts in a lot of traffic there a couple times. I mean, one of those is going to turn into a turnover, but sometimes your punt returner has to be a fearless, crazy bastard.
And he just seems to be a playmaker too.
Yeah. So,
you got much else? Anything else?
I don't think so. Yeah, we could probably wrap it up.
I got a couple practices this week I'm hoping to make it out to. Then our game is next Friday. I screwed up, bought Indians tickets for next Friday.
Whoops.
And thinking we were playing on Thursday, and then just realized just last week that no, the game's on Friday. So I'll be over at the Indians game. Hopefully I can catch it on my phone, and I'll be watching it at night when I get home. My wife will probably be wanting to kill me. Yeah,
the Browns are hosting the Bills 7:30 Friday night. Looks like that'll be on NFL Network. I'm looking at Vivid Seats. Tickets as low as $2. Get out to the game. Why not?
That's where then after I realized that, I was like, oh, maybe I can sell these tickets and then just go over to the game for $2 a ticket. Go over to the football game.
Who doesn't want to see Josh Allen? I mean, come on.
It's going to be a nightmare down there, to be honest.
Yeah. All right, another show like 2 days later. We are blasting them out. Twitter's at STS Podcasts. Our email is survivingtheseason@gmail.com. We'll be back soon, I think.
Sir.
# Road to Redemption. We're on the way. Want to know? Tell them what we say.
Keep on surviving.